Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Lecture number 12. Estimating growth in dividends. Growth in dividends is the rate that investors expect to occur in the future. There are two methods to estimate the growth rate. First is extrapolation of historical growth, that is estimating from trend. Second, Gordon's growth model. Regarding extrapolation of historical growth, shareholders' expectation is based on past experience. In this case, average rate of growth is estimated by taking the geometric means of growth rates in recent years. The formula is growth rate is equal to value at the end of the year over value at start under root power n minus 1. The example of extrapolation method. A company has paid the following dividends over the last 5 years. In year 2000 x0, the dividend is 100. In 112. In 2000 x2, 125. And in 2000 x3 it is equal to 140. And in 2000 x4 it is 145. The average rate of growth is determined as follows. By geometric means, G is equal to 145 over 100 under root raised to the power 4 minus 1. When we calculated this, it comes to 1.097 minus. The second method is Gordon's growth model. According to Gordon, growth is achieved by retention and reinvestment of earnings. The formula is G is equal to RB, where G is equal to growth in dividends, R is return on investments, that is new investments, B is proportion of earnings retained. Now the formula for R is profit after tax over shareholders' fund at the start of the year, or profit after tax over net assets, and B is equal to profit retained over profit after tax. We are discussing Gordon's growth model. Here is an example of this method. A company has 5 lakhs shares in issue, having an ex-dividend market value of rupees 4 and paisa 50 per share. The post-tax profits are rupees 1,60,000, from which a dividend of 60,000 has just been paid. Net assets at the year end were rupees 17,60,000. Calculate the cost of equity. Now the cost of equity is equal to we must calculate first of all G, growth rate. Growth rate is equal to G is equal to RB. The value of B is the percentage profit retained. Total profits are 1,60,000 and the retained are 1 lakh. The percentage come to 62.5%. The value of R is calculated return on investment, profit after tax over opening net assets. This is the profit 1,60,000 and year end assets are 17,60,000 minus 1 lakh which has been retained. By calculating this, we come at 9.6%. Now we calculate G. G is equal to RB. The value of R we have calculated 9.6% and value of B we have calculated 62.5%. When we multiply these, it comes to 6.02%. We can say it is 6%. Now calculate the cost of equity. The formula for this is dividend in year first over market value x dividend plus G. By putting the values rupees 60,000 into 1.06 over 5 lakh shares, the value per share plus G, it comes to rupees 63,600 over rupees 22 lakhs 50,000 plus 0.06. Calculating this, we comes to 8.83%. Here is the method 3, estimating of cost of equity by capital asset pricing model, CAPM. According to CAPM, the cost of equity or required rate of investors is RE is equal to RF plus beta into RN minus RF, where RE is equal to cost of equity, RF the risk-free rate of return, RN the average return on market investments, beta is the systematic risk of securities. Here is an example. A company's equity beta is 0.85. The rate of return on government securities is 10%. The average return on market investments is 14%. Find the company's cost of equity. Following is the solution. It is very simple. RE is equal to RF plus beta into RM minus RF. By putting the values, RF is equal to 10%, beta is equal to 0.85 into RM 14% minus RF 10%. By further calculation, we get 10% plus 0.85 into 4%, 14 minus 10. It comes to 10% plus 3.4% is equal to 13.4%. 13.4%. Now the determination of beta. Beta for a security, beta J is equal to covariance Jm over variance M, where covariance Jm stands for covariance between return on security J and return on market portfolio M, and variance M stands for variation of return on market portfolio M. There is a statistical relationship between covariance and coefficient of correlation, that covariance Jm is equal to coefficient of covariance Jm into sigma G, J into sigma M. Therefore, beta J is equal to covariance Jm into sigma J into sigma M over variance M. Variance M is a square of standard deviation of M. Therefore, it is equal to correlation coefficient Jm into sigma J into sigma M over sigma M into sigma M. If we cancel sigma M with sigma M, the remaining relation is correlation coefficient Jm into sigma J over sigma M. Therefore, or thus, beta J is equal to coefficient of correlation Jm into sigma J over sigma M. Here the rho stands for coefficient of correlation. Example of CAPM with the calculation of beta. Acme company has provided the following information relevant to its security J. Month 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Return of security J. 4, -3, 5, 3, 4, 5. Return on average market portfolio is this. The risk-free rate of return is 16% per annum. Find the cost of equity of the Acme company if the average return on market portfolio is 28%. Solution of this example. To solve this example, the value of beta is needed. Beta is equal to covariance Jm over variance M, where covariance Jm is equal to sigma Rj minus R bar j into Rm minus R bar m over n, and variance M is equal to sigma Rj minus Rj bar Rj whole square over n. Month 1 to 6. Return on security J in first month 4, second, third, 4 and 6. Their summation is equal to 18. R bar is equal to 18 over 6 is equal to 3. In the same way, Rm, the return on average market portfolio is equal to in 1 month 3 minus 2, 4, 1, 3, 3. Their summation is 12 and R bar M is equal to 12 over 6 is equal to 2. Now we calculate Rj minus R bar j. The value of bar R is equal to 3. 4 minus 3, 1. Minus 3 minus 3 is minus 6. 5 minus 3, 2. 3 minus 3, 0. 4 minus 3, 1. 5 minus 2. In the same way, Rm minus R bar M. Same way, these figures. Now, Rm minus R bar M whole square. Square of 1, 1. Square of minus 4, 16. Square of 2, 4. Minus 1, 1, 1, 1, 1. Their summation is 24. And in the same way, Rj minus R bar j into Rm minus Rm bar Rm, 1 into 1, 1. Minus 6 minus 4, 24. 2 into 2, 4. Minus 1 into 0 is equal to 0. 1 is to 1, 1. 2 into 1, 2. Their summation is 32. Now the variance M is equal to sigma Rj minus R bar j whole square over n. The summation is this. When we divide by the 6n, we get 4. In the same way, covariance Jm is 5.33. Now what is equal to beta j? Beta j is equal to covariance Jm over variance M. Covariance Jm is equal to 5.33 and variance M is equal to 4. This comes to 1.3325. Thus, the cost of equity or the security J is equal to Rf plus beta into Rm minus Rf. By putting the values, risk-free rate is 16% plus beta is equal to 1.3325 into market rate 28% minus 16%. When we calculate this comes to 31.99%.